Hi! It's been a while since I've actually come on camera with one of my pattern tutorial videos. But I just wanted to make sure that you stay to the very end. I do have some bonus footage that will show you how I take these facial cleaning pads or facial scrubbies that you're going to see in this video and how I turn it into this. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back to Yarn Creations. I am here for another crochet pattern tutorial. I haven't done a pattern tutorial in a while. I do try to keep things, somewhat simple, or I mean, maybe not necessarily simple, but short, because I know that, watching a video that's really long can sometimes be a little much. So if I do have a long video, I try to do it in different parts so that you don't have to watch it from start to finish. Like the dishcloth set that I did that in 2 parts, and the slippers I believe I did in a couple parts as well. But in this particular one, it shouldn't be too long as I don't ramble too much, which I often do. But yeah, so I'm just going to show you another pattern for a facial cleaning pad or cleaning disc, whatever you want to call it, or a facial scrubby. This one, I have them here. So these ones are fairly thin. The yarn that I used for this is a blend of cotton and acrylic. So it is, and it's also like it's recycled. So it is very soft. Like working with it right now, so I guess it's very, like, it's not as tight as the normal like cotton ones are that I would do, but I like the texture of it. This color is really neat. I wasn't really sure what to do with this because it is a bit thinner, so I decided to try to do the facial cleaning pad with it, and I think it turned out really neat. I added the border to it, so I will put a link in the description as to where I got the pattern for doing this part, but the border I did add myself just to kind of give it a little bit more of a cute little look. But yeah, so with this we're working in the round. Oh, I'm knocking things down here, sorry about that. This is my ruler. All right, so we will need to start with a magic circle or magic ring, however you call it. So I am using my 6mm hook. I went with a bigger hook just because I wanted to try and make it a bit bigger than what it would be if you just used a 5 or a 5.5. And again, I find that I crochet tighter when I'm doing smaller projects like this, I find. So that's kind of why I went a little bit bigger. Okay, so we're going to do 9 half double crochets into the magic ring. So with the half double crochets, we just yarn over. And you pull through all 3 loops. I wasn't keeping track. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we're going to pull that closed. That's pretty good. It'll probably open up a little bit more as we're working, so we'll have we'll have to tighten it up again probably a little bit later. So now we're just going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet that we did there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work 2 half double crochets, but we're going to go in between the stitches. So that's the one tricky part with this, because you're always tempted to just go into your chain, but we actually want to go underneath here and in between the stitch. Okay, so I did it in between. So now we're going to go in between the next one, and we're just doing half double crochets. Okay, so then in between the next one, but we're putting 2 because we want to increase the size of our circle here. Okay, so again, we're going to go in between. I'm just going to show you that again, just so that you can see what I mean. So see how ours opened up there. I knew it would do that. So normally, whoops, try to get into focus here. We would work in the top of our chain there, but with this, we're going in between our chains. So we're actually going like down in here, but we're doing a half double crochet. So yeah, so we're just going in between those 9 half double crochets that we started with in our magic ring, and we're doing 2 in between each one. Okay, let's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay, so that's our first round. So we are going to slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet there. We're going to chain 1. I think the pattern might actually say to chain 2. I only chain 1 because I think it leaves a little bit more like a closer of a seam, so it's hard to tell where the seam is. Yeah, so then again, we're just going to, now with the next row, we're going to do a single half double crochet in between the stitches, and then we'll do a double, and we'll alternate back and forth between that. So the next one, we're going to do a double. Sometimes it's hard to, so when I'm going in between the 2 stitches, I try to go underneath that one line there, that strand that you can see that's on top of my nail. So I try to go underneath that just so that I'm getting in between the, so that's a single, then we're going to do a double. Okay, so now this one's a single. All right, so I think I'm just going to pause the video here and just work my way to the beginning. But yeah, that's all you're going to do, is you're just going to go single and then a double, single and then a double, all the way until the end, and then I'll come back and meet you there. All right, so we are back at the beginning. So we again are going to slip stitch to the top of the first, that might actually be your chain, but I think it's our first half double crochet. And then we're going to chain 1 again. And then we're going to go right under, like right below that slip stitch and chain 1 that we did. And we're going to go a single. And then we're going to do another single. And then we're going to do a double. So again, we're just doing the same thing again. That's why I love these, making these, because they're so quick. Like once you get used to doing them, that you can whip them up really quickly. Like I just did a bunch over the weekend because they seem to sell really well in my online store on Amazon. And I'm running out of stock, but because of COVID, I haven't been able to send any products in because they weren't taking anything unless it was essential. But now I'm able to send some more in, so I needed to make up a bunch more. I already had some made, but I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna throw a whole bunch at them. Oh no, that was supposed to be a single. This is what happens when I talk. Get distracted. So again, with this round, we are doing 2 singles and then a double. And we're going in between the stitches, not at the top like we normally would. So this one's my double. And then we're going to do, whoops, the 2 singles. Okay. I'm sure you guys can hear all kinds of noises. I have my dog laying beside me who is running in his sleep, and I have the birds downstairs, but he's wanting some attention. The quietest pet is our rat. Unless it's nighttime. I guess he gets a little noisy at night, but okay. So yeah, this is basically all there is to it again for this round. This time we're just doing 2 singles and then in between each half double crochet from the previous round. And then we do a double. So again, I'm going to pause the video and I will come back when I reach the end. And we'll show you the start of the next round. All right, so we're at the end again. So to go on to our next row, we're going to do a slip stitch into that top stitch there, and then we're going to chain 1. So now we are going to do 3 half double crochets, singles in between the stitches. Okay, and then we're going to do a double. So same idea again, just 3 singles. We're kind of increasing a little bit when we do that third one as a double. So you just kind of want to increase a little bit as you go, so then it prevents it from curling too much. I had to count to myself. But yeah, so again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pause the video and I'll finish up this row. So we do 3 singles in between the half double crochets from the previous round, and then we do a double. Till you get to the beginning of your completed round. So I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the border. Okay, so we're back at the beginning again. So now we are just going to add our border. So again, I'm just going to slip stitch to the top of that chain. Okay, so then I just chained 3. And then I'm going to skip a stitch. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch into the next one. And I'm going to chain 3, 2, 3, and then I'm going to skip a stitch, and then I'm just going to slip stitch into the next one. And 1, 2, 3, chain, skip that stitch there, go into the next one, to chain 3 again, skip a stitch, and then go into the next one and do a slip stitch. And you're just going to keep doing this all the way around until you get to the end. And then it creates this nice little border. So I'm going to pause again here and I will come back. So I finished the border. So you just go all the way around and then you just slip stitch when you get to the end, and then you cut your yarn and weave in your ends, and then you have your completed face scrubby. I don't know, I think the border just kind of, you know, gives a little bit more, I don't know, it just makes it look a little different. It's not just a round, it adds a little bit of flair to it, I think. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial pattern as well. I almost said stitch. It's been a while since I've done a pattern tutorial. And yeah, so I was like, what could I do? And because I was making these on the weekend, I thought, oh, I'm gonna do this one. But yeah, so I will put a link in the description for the pattern. The border, I'm pretty sure I just added that on my own. It wasn't part of the actual pattern. All right, well, I hope you enjoy. There'll be more to come. Like I said, I'm working on a C2C pattern that I want to get started hopefully this weekend, but I will have to do it into steps. So more than likely on the Facebook page, I will, you know, show little sneak peeks of what I'm working on as I'm filming, but stay tuned for that. Bye everyone, have a good day. Hello everyone, so I have some bonus footage for you. I thought that it would be fun to show you how I package my items to ship. Alright, so I usually do my facial cleaning pads in a set of 3. Sometimes I'll also do a set of 5 as well. So with this one we're just going to do a set of 3. So I'm going to use ribbon this time. Usually I use like cardstock paper and I just cut a strip of it to wrap around. But I did pick up this neat ribbon the other day, so I thought we would just use it. So I make it enough so that it will, I just bumped. You can hear my dog in the background. So I just want it enough so that it will go around. I'll probably cut it there, that one. And then I'm just going to use, I wanted that to line up. So then I'm just going to use one of these stickers that I got. So again, these were from the dollar store, although I have not been able to find them again at the dollar store. I did stock up on quite a few when I did pick them up, so hopefully. And then we're just going to put that on right there. So I probably could have gone a little bit tighter with that. That does seem kind of loose. Yeah, so and then the next thing that I would do is I would take photos of this. So I will take some photos after I finish this video. Yeah, I take pictures of it with a white background, so I can probably even do it here. I do have another area where I usually take my photos, but I usually use a big boom light that we have to give me a little bit more light, so I don't know if my ring light is going to give me enough light to take the pictures here, but I'll try. And then the last thing that I do after I would take the pictures, normally I would take the pictures first and then, sorry, it's going to get a little crinkly. So again, pick these up at the dollar store. Self-sealing bags. So they just have a little strip that's sticky that you just rip off. But I would just drop that in there. Like so. And then I usually like to take a picture of it in the cellophane too, just so customers can see that it's going to come nicely packaged. And then I would just seal that up. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's, you know, it looks great, looks nice, it definitely sells the product. But yeah, so thank you for continuing to watch till the end. I wanted to give you some bonus footage. I don't normally do this. But yeah, so there you go. Hope you enjoy.